It's locked.
Okay. But yeah, everything is not going to be reset. Yeah, in the first episode you see that I've played for this game before. But trying to figure out how to do everything again. Try to do it better. I can't go up. Yeah, it's gonna be locked. I know that. Okay. Nothing over here? No? Okay. Alright, well, let's check through here. Well, one locker is locked. What's this? Yeah, I'm not reading through that. Here, it's full. No. Okay. Something over here that I haven't seen yet, I think. Small bag of junk. Yes. Me. I go up there. Can I? Hold on. Yeah, no, I can't go up for there yet. Not yet. Stay near here. Oh, hello. Oh.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your father. I hope that might help.
Where can I... Oh, right here.
You don't mind if I search your pockets, do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only
Stealing from the dead.
redistributing
Even
your belongings
though,
to people who
even if
need
I'd done
them
that
more.
myself after killing my victims, it's kind
You
of...
see, no one has claimed your body, sir. So it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir. And I thank you for your generous donation.
Scumbag. Let's go talk to him. First, check out the place. Anything over here? More of the dead. Check the pockets. Crumpled up letter. Okay. Chillings. Alright, let's talk to the Undertaker here. Oh, here. Oh,
It's locked, all right. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague. Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir.
He knows
I
too
used
much.
to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Oh. 4. Okay. Not afraid of the dead.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
Well, does that make us?
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war,
Stealing from the
I
dead,
learned
even
to
though I
face
just did
my
it.
death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
That's fair. He helped me too. Or was it Hooks? No, it was Hampton. No. Swansea.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Yeah,
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Yeah, it doesn't help
Why
that you're
close
stealing.
the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Have we met before?
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing.
Well,
and
she's
she was
dead.
looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
I wouldn't say relieved, but
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
comes here.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
Why do I get the feeling that's a
What
lie?
kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Before we jump into that, let's do this.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No, I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Oh,
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good
well,
news
we
is
are kind of mortal,
we'll all
John,
die
so
before losing our
it's,
humanity, sir.
a pretty bad state to think about.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed, I am a foolish man. But
Lucy,
I like
that's
to
it.
think otherwise.
Alright.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
Yeah, show her some
You
respect.
should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts.
That's a lie. That's a lie, good sir. I think I messed this one up, but I'm not too sure. Oh. Fatigue. I'm pretty sure I can cure that. Healthy. So I'll try to keep it like that for now. See what
Please show
goods.
me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Oh. Okay, now I needed to see that. Okay, well, nothing else I can do with him. Let's have a look around. Glass vial.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see.
Oh.
Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Well, that's a fair point. Tell me about
Tell
yourself.
me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Yeah, you kind of do that
Are
kind
you
of work.
satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
That's a fair point. I'm glad he's upfront about that.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, they're all
Goodbye
locked.
for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Sweet girl.
Alright.
You like a book? I'll never forget.
I don't want to go into the morgue yet. I want to keep talking. Try to find some resources. Let's go in here.
Good evening, madam.
Alright, well,
Can
we're
I
starting off with
It's
her.
my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Well, life in London. Tell me about yourself.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are
Rich.
you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Okay.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
That's a good way to think about things.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Yeah, tell me about your arrival.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Yeah, I
I
share.
share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Yeah, that will not be tolerated at all. All locked.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Alright, talk to boy.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the
Let
reason.
the
you're
odd
here.
job help. I am a
Is someone
doctor.
taking care of you?
Yes,
Dr. WD odd
Could you
job.
at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Your life here. How painful.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather...
Though technically I'll be the wrong doctor for this.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
That's fair.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
You can see the bruising around his neck.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
That's true. She didn't exactly have the good impression.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
I kind of understand that feeling, but I also understand you need your privacy.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Wow. Okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Stop being like that. Don't want to go into those guys yet. There we go. Alright, fatigue. These are kind of the social groups, so... Oh yes, I'll also eventually get into there, but let's focus on these guys. Like, his blood quality is always going to be at that, it seems, but I think I'm going to need those hints. Alrighty. Let's look around more. Oh, you.
Yes, Doctor?
Yeah, no.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane. Thank you.
I don't want to talk to her.
So many deaths. And what of my own life?
Here we go. Ah, you.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no
That's-
doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war.
He has a fair
Carried one
look.
ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Yeah. Later.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
It's fair.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I'll bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Most of the time, excuse me?
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Yeah, that's true.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Yeah, that's true. Smuggling weapons.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Fair. Found your wallet.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody's as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Anything else? No. Personal questions. All of them. All of them are hints. Okay.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
Yeah, that's true, but from extorting
Tell
money
me
is bad.
why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
Aww.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Bound by despair.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Fair enough. Let's see what you have.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Okay. Milton shotgun. Maybe one time, but for now, no. Definitely take that though. That. I think that's all I can afford for now. I can't even afford. No, I can afford one bullet. No. I'll probably just scavenge that. Nothing else. Do.
Just a dozen years or so.
Can't see too far this vision. Hello. I'll talk to you some other time. Is there any other... Yeah, that's done. Okay. Alright, well, let's talk.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Oh, more than just a blood transfusion specialist, my bud. Situation
What is
here.
the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
People are
It's
more
more than
important.
enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Hope is very, very much needed
What can you tell
for
me about the staff? in the
epidemics.
Some are really
Especially with
good,
everything
and
that's
others
going
are
on now.
Not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about Cherry.
Yeah, that's a good outlook.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
I hate that day and
Any opinion
age.
about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does
Equal
all he
rights.
can to keep this facility
No
running
matter
during
what,
this
no
crisis.
matter who,
Ah,
who you
yes,
are
the
or
burden of
what you
command.
are, equal rights.
I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office down again.
There's no questions. Oh,
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
locked. Alright. I think that'll be it for now, folks. Until next time. And this magnificent beard.